everyone, and welcome to another edition of Mrs. Cford Vlogs. I'm Stephanie Crawford, and I'm so glad to have you here with me today. On this episode, I want to talk a little bit about combining a couple of ideas. The one is the idea of a chance event card, and the other is the idea of like a reward for completing a daily or weekly task. And when I say reward, remember, we're talking about gamified classrooms, so I'm not talking about monetary rewards at all. And I'm not talking about tied to grades at all. So let's begin. All right. If any of you are like me, you may have something that you really, what I say, like nerd out about. For me, Harry Potter. This is one of my favorite things. So I love playing the game Wizards Unite that just came out recently. And something that's in it is the idea of this like reward. There's actually two ways that they do it. One is for just signing into the game every day. So any day that you sign in, any new day, you get to claim this reward. And then the next new day for signing in, you claim a reward. So you've got that kind of incentive to log in. But the other type is this daily task list. So every day, now it's the same list in the game, but every day you have like these 6 things to complete, and if you do all of them, then you collect like a prize for each one of those, and then you collect the overall prize for doing all 6 of them. So I was thinking about this game element, the way that they were using it, and then I was thinking about something else that recently I saw that a teacher was creating. Now, I get the privilege of working with some awesome teachers, and this particular teacher is a 7th grade social studies teacher. And he decided he wanted to gamify his classroom for this upcoming year. So he asked me to kind of help just listen, brainstorm, give feedback on it. He had all these wonderful ideas, but he's never done it before, and he knew that I had, and so I was happy to sit down with him and listen to him. He has an awesome game planned, and I can't wait to see it in action. I think the students are going to absolutely love it. And it really revolves around the idea of becoming a state and how your population affects the representation that you have. So it's going to be able to go on through the whole year. But one of the elements that he put in that I was most impressed by was he took the idea of an item card, and he still used the MTG Cardsmith website. But instead of making an item card, he made chance events. So there's like a deck of them. And when you get to this, whatever specified time he has to choose that your group has to choose this chance event, you'll pull it, and whatever it is, you have to accept that. Now, it could be good. You could gain population for your state, which is great, right? Because you want more representation. Or you could lose population, which is not great. And the way that he made those cards, it uses humor. It also really historically plays into things that were happening too, because there are cards that you pull that are for diseases that were around at the time. And he put in another element where those cards, you have to roll the dice to see how many people you will lose out of your population from that disease. So I loved the idea, because he wasn't really sure that he wanted to do items, that this still allowed that like card element where they're holding something, they're picking it up, and something happens as a result of this card. I think that's a great game element, and I love the way that it's going to be implemented. It goes perfectly with his theme and the idea of gaining or losing population. Okay, so there was this idea of those chance events with those cards, and then playing the Wizards Unite and those incentives for completing daily tasks, and I wondered if we could combine them. So I think it could be a really awesome thing in your classroom if you came up with daily or weekly tasks. Weekly tasks are probably easier, and it doesn't have to be a different list every week. You could have tasks that you want them to do every week, although it is obviously able to be customized as well. So if you are coming up with these weekly tasks, they can deal with your content and things that you're studying, or things that you've studied in the past, or it could be from other contents as well. It could be for SEL. It could be a variety of things. You could have 6 tasks that have to be completed, and it doesn't need to be completed by individual. It could be like certain percentage of your team completes this. You could have those tasks posted, and if you decide to do it by team, I mean, you could have like the idea of a public leaderboard, you could have some kind of graph up that shows the progress, or they could tack something up when they finish it to show that they've completed. You could have like check marks that they put up there. And the idea would be, if they complete those tasks, then let's combine it with a chance event where the first team, maybe to complete those weekly tasks, gets to pick 2 chance events. And maybe because it's the incentive, you know, like, oh, you've done this extra stuff, you pick 2 chance events and you keep one that you like the best. So maybe you pulled 2 that are going to cost you population, but you get to pick the one that will hurt you least. Or maybe if you're the first team done, you get to pick 2 and you keep 1 and you get to give 1 to another team. Maybe the second team done gets 1 chance card and they can either keep it or give it to another team. So I think that there would be some great ways to incentivize that. Again, like, let's do some extra things here. Let's interact with each other. It could be relationship building, where we're going to still have that competition, that element of, okay, I want, in this particular case, if it was social studies, I want this state to do better, to gain more population than the other state, while still involving that chance element. That is such a cool thing, where let's pick it and see, I have to do what the card says. If you found a place in your room to post those tasks, or like a QR code that would take you to today's weekly task or this week's tasks, which could be cool too if you are one-to-one, if you have older kids and you allow them to use their cell phones, just the fact that it's like checking into the game, then that would be great, because again, it makes it public, it makes it present in their mind, and it's something that you could even say, like, once a team reaches it and they pull it, whatever cards they get, it could be tacked up on that board too, and there could be that extra element of like, oh, this is what they pulled, this is what they gave away, you know, something like that. The possibilities are endless, and it would add another great layer to your game if you're willing to try something like that. If you try it, I would love for you to check back in, let us know how it goes, and maybe you have some great addition to that idea that you would love to share. Drop it in the comments. I hope you guys are having a great day, getting ready for the school year to start again for most of us. And I hope to see you again next time on Mrs. Cford Vlogs. And don't forget, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Have a great day.